Hi there, come on in. It's Thursday night, February 17th, 2005. We have an interesting twist on this edition of The Practical Sportsman. See, we have to do a makeover from one of our segments on last week's show. A number of viewers pointed out an error that we made. Actually, there were two, which means Zachary and I will have to spend our turn in the box. So we have also a story on the upside down puppy and a lot more, so stay tuned.
From the rugged shores and woodlands of the north, it's history of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fishery. To the farmlands of the southern counties we'll look around, my friend, at all that waits the sportsman in the state of Michigan. And sometimes when the moon brings out the diamonds in the snow, and the stillness of the forest lies encased in Arctic cold, the wind might whisper through the trees, listen if you can. It tells you all the beauty in the state of Michigan.
Couple of interesting articles in the last issue of the Michigan Outdoor News. What with everybody's concern about political correctness, trapping doesn't get much play even in the outdoor media. But on page 10, Tracy Breen explains why trapping helps boost game bird populations and how the Landowner Assistance Program of the Michigan Trappers Association hooks up licensed trappers with landowners who have problems with fur bearers. You can also get information on this program at michigantrappers.com. And Mike Schoonveld has an article that should tickle the heart of every practical sportsman. He promotes homemade fishing gear. He says, I used to have homemade downriggers and I still use a homemade planer board mast system everybody agrees works much better than any store-bought version they used. An interesting approach for a publication whose bread and butter is advertisements for commercial products. Mike describes a number of homemade fishing inventions and concludes by saying, the next time you find yourself looking at something new to add to your gear, ask the question, can I make it myself? Part of the fun is trying. The real fun is when it works. Amen. That's the practical sportsman's philosophy. Well, you can find these articles and a lot more in the Michigan Outdoor News, which is available on the newsstand or by subscription.
Well, here's a new segment. We could call it Our Turn in the Box. We could call it Eating Crow. We could call it What Goes Around Comes Around. We could call it The Two Guys Who Live in the Glass House. I don't know, but last week Zachary and I did a rather skeptical Michigan Outdoor News segment where we took turns questioning certain facts that have been in the news lately about the outdoors. Here are a few of our quotable quotes.
Now think about this. If the TB was never in his system, how could he have been infected?
Well, this little news story raises as many questions as it answers.
There's no reason to question the reliability of our deer count, is there?
The question that this story raises is, has Michigan's DNR Commission learned anything from Pennsylvania's experience? There we sat in our glass house, questioning the information other people were putting out in the media. Then we rolled into a very popular part of our show, the Fish and Game Hall of Fame, where Zachary told us about Clinton County. Now, Zachary and I both work on the script for this segment, and you wouldn't think we could screw up the information, but we did. Here's an interesting fact that Zachary dug up. I embellished it in the script, and neither of us gave it a second thought.
The city of Grand Ledge in the southwest corner of Clinton County was named after the sandstone ledges that tower along the banks of the Grand River.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of phone calls, emails, and letters about the migration of Grand Ledge to Clinton County. But there was another fact, one that I added to the script from memory. Zachary didn't question it, and nobody else has brought it up. See if you recognize the second geographic goof.
The Maple River, the Looking Glass, and the Grand River all run through Clinton County. The Maple River State Game Area and the Millander Marsh are seen by every traveler who heads north on 127, and at least we were equally wrong on both the north and the south. I somehow went from the Grand River, which cuts through the southwest corner of Clinton County, to the ledges on that part of the river and Grand Ledge, which just happens to be on M100, which is called Clinton Street in Grand Ledge. But if you look at a map, Grand Ledge is just to the south of the Clinton County border in Eaton County. It was good information, but in the wrong county.
That one isn't all that obvious, but it has to do with the northern border. And you can see on a county map that the Maple River State Game Area is located in Clinton County. And the description of Clinton County in the Michigan County Atlas says that Maple River was chosen for the first major wetland restoration project by the Michigan Wildlife Habitat Foundation. The project was completed in 1983-84, restoring hundreds of acres of wetlands along the river. And that is true. So I added to the script that the Maple River State Game Area and the Milliander Marsh are seen by every traveler who heads north on 27. And that also is true. But unfortunately, that area that what was called at the time the Michigan Wildlife Habitat Foundation renovated, that everybody sees along US 27, is not in Clinton County. It's the part of the Maple River and the state game area that are in Gratiot County. So we got busted on the northern border. Well, we telecast information last week that wasn't 100% accurate, at least geographically.
I will say that when I do the research for the Hall of Fame on the web, I run across a lot of questionable historic information about counties and towns. If something sounds a little too far-fetched, I look for other sources that back it up before we put it on the air. Then we fumble an absolute no-brainer like this, and this is the county where we're located. All we can do is redo the content and keep it in the bounds. So here it is, the corrected version of the Clinton County Fish and Game Hall of Fame. The county featured in this week's Hall of Fame is pretty close to the center of Michigan's Lower Peninsula. Even though Michigan was a blue state in the past presidential election, this county was not named after William Jefferson or Hillary, but Clinton County was named after a former governor of New York. His name was DeWitt Clinton, and he was one of the prime movers behind the construction of the Erie Canal. Clinton's name was tagged onto the county in 1839, and his first name, DeWitt, became the name of a little town in the southern part of the county. DeWitt was a sleepy little burg for many years, and a town to the north of DeWitt on what would become US 27 was selected as the county seat. That's St. John's. For many years, the Wolverine Stockyard in St. John's was the largest stockyard for selling cattle and farm animals in the state. I don't know the exact tie-in, but one of the claims to fame of the town of DeWitt has been the annual ox roast. I don't know where they're getting the oxes to roast nowadays since the weekly livestock auction has been discontinued, but the town of DeWitt has become one of the most popular residential areas in the Tri-County areas. Historically, Clinton County's two main businesses were agriculture and salt mining. By the 1930s, peppermint had become a major crop in Clinton County, not only for candy, but over 50 known mint stills operated in the county as late as 1938. The stills have been shut down, and the peppermint crop was hit by verticillium wilt, a disease that knocked the pins out from under the peppermint industry. Nowadays, a small but stable crop of spearmint is grown in areas with black muck soil, and each August the city of St. John's celebrates its heritage with a mint festival. Clinton County still has a number of dairy farms, but the local economy is also supported by manufacturing for the automotive industry. One city in Clinton County of personal interest to me is Waukusta, where my wife Kim grew up. Waukusta was the name of an Indian maiden who warned Major Henry Gladwin about Chief Pontiac's planned attack on the fort of Detroit. Her warning saved thousands of lives. The Maple River, the Looking Glass, and the Grand River all run through Clinton County, but the big producer of game fish seems to be Lake Ovid, a man-made lake in the Sleepy Hollow State Park. All of the Clinton County Fishing Award entries we have on file for the past few years have come from Lake Ovid. Another thing I noticed in the awards data is that deer hunters in Clinton County seem to prefer Remingtons, 870s and 1187s. That's an interesting quirk in our Clinton County Fish and Game Hall of Fame. Our next featured county for the Fish and Game Hall of Fame is going to be Oakland County.
Last week, our segment about the museum was about the Labradoodles that were a big hit at our February Puppy Saturday. We also showed a clip of a little lab sleeping on its back, but I never got into the story of why it was sleeping that way. Well, in this week's museum notebook, we're going to find out that that posture was no accident, and we'll meet Lizzie, a 7-month-old beagle that needs to find a new home because she's too small for the dogs she'd be running rabbits with. What do we got here? Oh, jeez. What in the world? Hey, Bub, you comfortable? No kidding. Now that you don't see very often, that posture. Oh, this is yours?
Yes, sir.
Explain to me the posture of that dog.
The posture is actually one of submission.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things that we've done since they have been out of the womb is just teaching them and getting them on their back, and so they'd ultimately be good family dogs. That's something actually that you want.
I mean, seriously, you
Oh, sure.
this is not just an accident that it's sitting here like this?
Well, he's just being maybe a little lazy right now, wanting to sleep like that. But yeah, you want to get them over on their tummies, and so they can, and that's
Got the leg going.
yep. But they're comfortable with that, and that's the ultimate. They're pack animals, and you want them to be able to submit like that, so you're in charge of the pack and not them.
Wow, that's cool.
Actually, the one who raised them is Eve Beatty right there. She's the one who taught them everything.
Eve, baby?
It's her litter.
Yeah, we had 9 pups this time.
Wow. And these are the ones that, are these the best ones that are left?
Yeah, these are the best ones.
Huh. How often do you breed?
Just once a year. This is our female second litter. So yeah,
How many did she have?
she had 9, 8 little boys and only 1 girl.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd she have the first time?
She had 8, 5 girls and 3 boys.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll even out in the long run.
Yeah.
Well, good. Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, she's, 7 months, is it?
Yeah, she was born
There's
in
11
July.
white beagle.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you were the guy who had the beagle. And I said, what kind of dog you got here?
She's a patch hound bred.
Now, this is the one that you say is too small?
Yeah, she's a little too small for me. I was hoping she'd get bigger. My other dogs are bigger, so she can't keep up, and eventually as she gets older, I have another smaller female, and when they get older, they end up getting hurt running with the bigger dogs.
I'll be darned. So she would probably be a family pet if somebody would want her for that, or?
Oh, she'd be a great running dog if she was with dogs her size, but to run with 15-inch dogs, they bang a little bit.
Huh. And when you say bang?
They'll like roller derby. If you
Really?
if you got 4 or 5 dogs down, they'll push each other off the line.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But I mean, all in fun, huh?
They're competitive. They all want to be the lead dog.
I always thought beagles were kind of disorganized and independent.
They can be that way too, but when one's got the line and they smell the line, they're all fighting for it.
I didn't know that. That is awesome. So, what is her name?
This is Lizzie.
Well, with his wide-angle lens, she looks pretty big from here.
Yeah, she's just a little small. She's a sweetheart though.
Little 7-month-old Lizzie came up a few inches short to run rabbits with Bob's other beagles, but she's still available to a hunter or a family. Information on how to get a hold of Bob Wiest is on our website.
Iguata Romerito Andalusian Farm. I was at my wife's horse show.
There's about 3 words there that I'm not quite sure about.
I was at my wife's horse show tonight, and I had to leave to come here. So
And she has
Andalusian horses. So I made a lot of brownie points tonight.
hitting both of these things.
Yeah. Well, no, I had to leave her show to come here.
So actually, you didn't make brownie points.
No. No.
Well,
Had to go, though.
I guess so. I mean, you're local here. From Dansville, got this in Ingham County. And check this out, Mary. I want to show you where he shot it. You check those things in the background, those horizontal lines. What that's called is electric fence.
He was tied up to the post behind it.
No, come on. That really isn't true.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, I see. The electric fence, though, is for your horses.
That's for the horses. Yep, correct.
So you shot this from horseback.
Well, no, we didn't shoot from horseback, no.
Have you ever tried that?
No, that would not be acceptable with the wife. Not at all.
Because it would scare the horse?
You know, I'm in a lot of trouble already tonight.
Yeah.
And
But I've heard with horses you can sneak up on deer really neat.
my wife says that's not a possibility. Not at all.
I see. What time do you have to be back?
About 11.
Okay. Oh, we're going to get you right out of here. But is there anything we can mention here to try to salvage what you've done?
No. This was my first deer ever with a bow. My first year bow hunting. 3rd day in the woods. He came out. About 30 other ones came out. I was sitting on a bucket on the ground, 15 yards away from him. As soon as I saw that beam come up, I just drew back, let it fly.
Well, that is something. Does your wife eat venison?
Yeah, she loves it. Yep. She's helped me gut out this one, the one before that.
Really?
Yeah, she's really good about that.
How big was this? What did it weigh, field dress?
210 dressed.
Well, you could almost say that's as big as a horse.
Not our horses.
Oh, no. Well, we won't go there. But Jim Baker, I'm glad you showed up with us. That's a great story. Congratulations on your first year with a ball. That's awesome. This is a northern pike looking in the mouth. This is the actual mouth, of course, with the teeth. Wow, and there's teeth all the way back there at the base of the gullet. Holy cow, these things are something else. And this northern pike, 44 inches long, 21 and a half pounds. This was up in Lake County, huh?
Yeah.
You live in Parma, down in the farm country. You are Abram Jansen. I'd say what, 15, 16?
16.
16 years old, and of course you were 15 when you caught it.
Yeah.
Okay. Trolling in big boat, small boat?
My mom and dad wanted to go for a paddle boat ride, so we were in a paddle boat, and I just took a pole and threw it out. Just,
And what'd you have for a lure?
just a hot and tot without a 10-pound test and no leader. Just,
So when that hit, it changed the whole character of the experience.
yeah. It fought for a little bit, and then it just stopped and took me like 35 minutes to get it in. And then,
Did it tow your boat around a little bit?
yeah, it took us around a little bit.
But how do you get in a paddle boat? You probably didn't have a net with you.
We had a little net, but only the head fit in. So, so once we got the head in, then my dad started flipping around and stuff. So my dad just reached his hand in his gill and threw it up in. Then we like sat on it.
And paddled back.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. Yeah, what an experience that is. Have you ever caught a pike out of that lake?
No, it's not really a pike lake. It's like bass and there's some trout in it. panfish.
Well, there will be more now that you got rid of this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Abram Jansen from Parma, good story. That's been an exciting experience. Okay, I have a minute or two to duck a few scattered shots from viewers. Here's what they've been saying lately. Mary Hussman from Lansing and others wrote, "Why would you report Grand Ledge as being in the southwest corner of Clinton County? Read the map before you do a report on a county." Chris Masterson from Richmond writes, "I was wondering if you know of any people or places that train puppies for hunting. I have a year-old basset hound that I would like to train for rabbit hunting." There you go, puppy trainers. Chris's email address is also on our website. Dan, with no name and no hometown, took time to let me know that there is a new hunting channel out called the Sportsman Channel. You would do well to watch this fine channel and maybe take notes to incorporate into your deteriorating show. It has gone downhill for several years. Never any new hunting or fishing, just complaining about something. You need to take a few hints to more professionalize your show. Thanks. Bob Clancy from Clarkston says, "I've listened to you since your radio program in the early 80s and always watch your show. You are truly a patriot. I love your segment on Sportsmen and the Law. You're the only one who reports what the DNR really does, violate our civil liberties. Keep up the good work, and thanks for keeping everyone at the DNR in check." This week's viewers got their licks in without my comments, but next week I'm going to answer some scattered shots with my classic Fred Trost style of reply.
I do the best I can on bringing you a guide's report, but the problem this winter reminds me of November's political campaign, but this time it's Mother Nature that's doing the flip-flops. Oh well, have fun outdoors, and Fred and I will see you right back here next week.